Hey guys, I'm back with another celebrity recipe, and this week I'm going to be showing you how to make Gordon Ramsay's strawberry shortbread stacks. Now strawberry season is here, so I thought it'd be a great time to show you how to make this recipe. So to start, you want to sift together your dry ingredients. So I have some plain flour and some rice flour. Then I'm going to pop some salt in and stir that together. That can go on the side until we need that later. Now into a bigger bowl, I'm going to beat together my caster sugar and the butter until it's lovely and smooth. And you want to make sure that butter's at room temperature. That'll make it a lot easier to mix in. That looks nice and smooth to me. I now have to add in my egg on a low speed and then gradually add in my flour. The mixture looks a bit curdled, but I think that's because we have to get that flour in. I switched to a wooden spoon because my mixer's quite fast and he doesn't want us to overwork this mixture, just wants us to add it in nice and slowly. So I'm going to pour in some flour and stir that in first with my spoon. This will actually be the first time I'm ever making a Gordon Ramsay recipe, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this tastes like because on his programs he seems to have a pretty high expectation of everyone else. So I'm interested to see what his food actually tastes like because he just likes to swear at everyone and shout at everyone. It's so fun to watch though. And that is the shortbread mixture done. That's why I love making shortbread. It's so quick and easy to whip up. So now I'm gonna pop that in some cling film and I've gotta let that chill for an hour. That seems like quite a long time, but he obviously says it for a reason. My dough has been chilling for an hour. It's pretty solid, so it might be quite hard to roll out, but I've got a lightly floured surface and I need to roll that out to 3 to 4 millimeters thick. I have a handy rolling pin that has thickness measurements. They don't have one for 3, so I'm just going to stick to the 4 millimeters. Perfect. I now need to cut out my shortbread rounds. He says to use a cookie cutter that's 9 to 10 centimeters. Mine's a bit smaller, but I think it'll be a nice size. So I'm going to cut out my dough and pop that onto a baking tray. I reckon these might spread in the oven, so make sure you spread them out. I'm going to use 2 baking trays. They are now ready to go in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. That seems quite long, but it's a very low temperature, so it should cook them nicely. The great thing about this recipe is Gordon says while they're in the oven you can get going with the filling. Now this filling sounds delicious. We start off with some clotted cream. You don't often see this in recipes, but I love it. It's going to add such a rich flavour to it. So add that into a big bowl. To that we're adding a little bit of double cream and some icing sugar to sweeten it up. Make sure you give that a sieve. Now the award for smallest sieve definitely goes to me. Now the final thing to add is the vanilla pod seeds. So I'm going to split that down the middle with a knife. That now needs to be whipped until thick and soft peaks. Now to me, thick and soft peaks don't really go, but I'm not going to argue with Gordon. I'll just give it a whip and see what it looks like. Now that didn't take long at all. I think that's thick and soft peaks, so that can now go on the side until it's time to assemble. So my shortbread is out of the oven. I checked on them after 20 minutes and they were quite golden, so I took them out. I then had to leave them on the baking tray just to harden and then leave them to cool on a wire rack. And now it's time to assemble. So into my clotted cream mixture, I'm going to mix in some strawberries. I've taken out the green bits, I've cut them in half and half again. So I'm going to mix those in. In the recipe, it says about leaving some on the side to decorate. So I'm gonna start folding these strawberries into that lovely cream mixture. For people wanting to know quantities, I got 14 shortbread rounds after 2 rolls, but you could probably do a third one and get a few more. So I'm gonna pop my first one onto my display plate. I'm gonna pop some of those strawberries on top. Top with another shortbread round. And then I'm gonna finish with a dusting of icing sugar. Right, I think it's time to give it a try. Now there's no instructions on how to eat this. I don't know whether or not I pick it up and bite it like a burger, or if I be nice and have a spoon. I think I'll use the spoon first. I'm gonna break it in. Okay, bit of a mess, but oh well. Kind of like an eat a mess, but shortbread version. Cheers. The reason why I wanted to give this a go was because I thought all of those ingredients together looked absolutely delicious, and they are. The shortbread works so well with those strawberries and that creamy mixture, and using that clotted cream definitely gives it a richer taste than just double cream, and that vanilla pod coming through is so nice. This is lovely. It's like a good mix of a crunchy biscuit with the delicious creamy center, and those strawberries, if you can get some good ones, they're so sweet and delicious. And even though it's a light dusting, that icing sugar really finishes it off. I definitely think this is a winner for this summer. So that is how you make Gordon Ramsay's strawberry shortbread stacks. Easy.